Hi guys, hey guys, we're out at our little farm here. This is our apple orchard out here. These apples are a Ben Davis variety, and they are a very older type tree. You can take a look at these trees right now. We just harvested this tree. We're over here harvesting this other tree, and you see how well the apples have done. Now, one thing you got to keep in mind when you got older trees like this, you got to keep that root flare very well exposed. In fact, for any type of tree, that root flare is very important. So let's go over here, let's take a look. They're coming down off of here, and you can see all the apples that are up in this tree. These trees are about, almost 100 years old. One thing that happened to these trees is you see a lot of woodpecker damage. You can see this going across the tree itself. This is an indication of stress too. And this is a tree that's a perfect situation for where we need to actually expose that root flare down below. This winter, we're going to go ahead and core aerate these trees at the drip line of these trees, along with, well, fertilizing. This is all real important. But take a look, they got the pickers right over here, and the apples are raining down. Now, one of the things that this tree is going to do is it's going to produce probably anywhere from 50 to 100 pounds of apples by the time they pick all these apples. Let's go on over here. She's working really hard, hun. How you doing?
I need a hard hat.
You need a hard hat, I know. And you take a look at the apples right here. They're going in the buckets right now, and these buckets will probably be at least 10 to 20 of these buckets that come off of one tree. But one thing we're going to do with this, we make a lot of applesauce out of this, and of course some apple butter, and we dry out those apples. The wine that they make is called an apple pie wine. That's from Trident Winery. And what they do is they go ahead and harvest these guys and then go ahead and ferment. Ray's right down here. Ray, tell us a little bit about your apple wine that you make from Trident.
Well, what we do is we use the entire apple, we grind it and make a slurry. And there's not enough natural sugar in these apples to make very much alcohol at all from a fermentation standpoint. So we add a special sugar that we make. And I also add a bag of organic cinnamon. And while it's fermenting, the cinnamon infuses into the wine. And when it gets to a point where I think the taste is right, I pull the cinnamon out, and it makes a wonderful natural apple wine.
Now, how much apple wine are you going to be able to make out of all these trees, you think?
Well, it takes somewhere between 3 and 4 pounds of apples to make a gallon of wine. So I have to kind of decide as the winemaker, based on the flavor profile of the combination of apples we're going to use, how much to use per gallon. And that's just kind of a judgment call.
Okay, so there you go, folks. You got to watch out, Ray. You might get hit with some apples. So
it's something I don't use.
Okay, so there you go, folks. Lots of things to be made out of these apples. We're going to go ahead and continue the harvest. And if you're interested in his winery, it's called Trident Winery. It's up in Pine, Arizona. And I'll tell you what, if you want one of the best tasting wines, a dessert wine, it is called apple pie wine, and it is delicious.